Dreams have mystified us for centuries. Since the dawn of human consciousness, people have looked up at the night sky and wondered about the hidden worlds that lie within us. Dreams are often thought to be reflections of our inner selves and subconscious mind. Yet many of us wake up each morning with only a faint trace of those whispers, if anything at all. The frustration of not being able to remember our dreams is something we've all experienced. Why is it that some nights we awaken with vivid memories, while other mornings our minds are blank slates, void of any recollection? To understand this, we must dive deeper into the spiritual realms where dreams are born. The spiritual truth. Dreams are often described as the mind's way of processing daily experiences, but from a spiritual perspective, they are much more than that. Dreams are mirrors of the soul, reflecting the innermost truths, fears, and desires that we may not yet fully understand in our waking lives. Many cultures throughout history have recognized that dreams speak to us in symbols. Ancient Egyptians viewed dreams as having potential symbolic meanings, though interpretations varied. The psychologist Carl Jung expanded on this idea, suggesting that dreams communicate through archetypes, universal symbols and themes shared by all of humanity. These archetypes are found in myths, religions, and art across different cultures, from the wise old man to the nurturing mother, from the hero on a quest to the shadow of our darkest fears. But why is it that some people dream in vivid color, while others wake up to a blank canvas? The answer lies in our willingness to engage with these symbols, to face them head-on. Imagine walking through a dense forest in the middle of the night, knowing that somewhere in the shadows lies a treasure. If you fear the darkness, you might turn back, missing the treasure entirely. In the same way, if you fear the symbols that appear in your dreams, if you shy away from their meanings, you may block yourself from remembering them altogether. Many historical figures, such as shamans and mystics, regarded dreams as significant, often seeing them as spiritually important. These dreams were gateways to another dimension, a bridge between the material world and the spiritual realm. Some early Sumerian texts suggest that dreams were considered significant, potentially involving divine messages. Similarly, in the Bible, Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, saving Egypt from famine. In some Hindu traditions, dreams are interpreted as reflections of our past actions and their consequences. So, when we fail to remember our dreams, it's not a simple matter of a tired mind or a restless night. It goes far deeper than that. In many spiritual traditions, remembering or forgetting our dreams is closely tied to the spiritual state of our inner being. Imagine for a moment that the world we live in is but a single layer of reality. Beneath the surface, like the layers of an onion, there are deeper truths, each more profound and enigmatic than the last. Dreams occupy one of these hidden layers, but to access them, one must be willing to peel back the layers of their own soul. For many, the struggle to remember dreams is not a failure of the mind, but a sign that the soul is clouded by distractions of the waking world. The constant noise, the never-ending worries, and the ceaseless distractions all build a barrier between the conscious and the subconscious. In Eastern spirituality, Maya is described as an illusion that can obscure our understanding of reality. In our waking life, we are caught up in this illusion. We think that what we see, hear, and touch is all there is. We are seduced by material things, lost in the endless chase for success, validation, and comfort. This Maya doesn't just affect us while we're awake, it seeps into our dreams as well. It's like a veil that prevents us from accessing the deeper truths that our dreams are trying to communicate. If you've ever woken up feeling like you had a powerful dream but couldn't quite grasp its details, you've experienced the effects of Maya firsthand. Buddhist teachings often address attachment as a factor that can affect one's spiritual and mental clarity. Our attachment to our thoughts, our identities, and our egos can create barriers that prevent us from fully connecting with the deeper aspects of our consciousness. Dreams are a space where the ego has no place, where the conscious mind must surrender control. For those deeply entangled in their waking thoughts, this surrender can be difficult. The harder you grip the waking world, the less likely you are to float into the realm of dreams with clarity. To remember your dreams is to let go of this grip, to allow yourself to flow freely between worlds without resistance. But there's more to this puzzle. Some ancient traditions speak of dreams as a form of spiritual training, a test of sorts. Some Native American traditions view dreams as significant experiences potentially related to spiritual journeys. When we sleep, our spirit is said to leave our body and travel to other dimensions. If we are not spiritually prepared, if our minds are cluttered with the worries and woes of the waking world, we may not be allowed to remember these journeys upon waking. In this way, the ability to remember one's dreams is seen as a gift, a sign that one is on the right path, spiritually attuned and ready to receive the messages from beyond. Think of the story of Jacob's ladder from the Bible, where Jacob dreams of a ladder reaching heaven, with angels ascending and descending upon it. This is not just a story about a dream, it's a parable about the soul's journey to higher states of consciousness. When you can't remember your dreams, it's like being stuck on the lower rungs of that ladder. You see the ladder in your mind, you sense it in your spirit, but the climb seems out of reach. This isn't because the ladder is broken or because you are unworthy. It's simply that you need to prepare yourself, to cleanse your mind, body, and spirit, to ascend to higher levels of understanding. The more we explore these spiritual teachings, the more we see a common thread. Our dreams are messages, but not everyone is ready to hear them. The noise of our everyday lives drowns them out, our attachments cloud our vision, and the illusions we cling to in our waking hours bind us. The path to remembering our dreams is not found in trying harder, but in surrendering more deeply. We must learn to quiet the mind, to detach from the illusions of the material world, and to trust that our souls are capable of receiving the messages that are meant for us. As you lay your head down to sleep tonight, consider what it is that might be clouding your spirit. What illusions are you holding on to? What attachments are weighing you down? The journey to remembering your dreams is a spiritual quest, one that asks for patience, practice, and a willingness to delve deep into the unseen realms of your own consciousness. But how can you unlock the gates to the dream world and begin to remember the sacred messages waiting for you on the other side? How to unlock the gates to the dream world? The first step in reconnecting with our dreams is to quiet the noise that surrounds us. Our waking lives are filled with distractions, with the never-ending hum of responsibilities, worries, and desires. To unlock the gates to our dream world, we must first learn to cultivate stillness and clarity within our minds. Many ancient traditions emphasize the power of silence and meditation as pathways to spiritual awakening. In the Upanishads, ancient Hindu scriptures, the practice of dhyana, or deep meditation, is described as a way to connect with the divine essence within us. It is said that in silence we can hear the whispers of the soul that are drowned out by the chaos of the waking world. Dreams, too, are a form of these whispers. When our minds are filled with chatter, there is no room for these subtle messages to be heard. To remember your dreams, begin by creating a space of stillness in your daily life. Meditation is more than just sitting quietly. It is an art of deep listening. Imagine yourself as a still lake where the surface is calm and undisturbed. When the mind is like this, dreams can rise from the depths and reflect clearly upon the surface. However, most of us live with our minds in turmoil, like a storm-tossed sea where the waves of thoughts and emotions churn endlessly. In such a state, dreams become lost in the turbulence, unable to break through to the conscious mind. If you wish to recall your dreams, start with the practice of calming these waves. Try this simple exercise. Each night before you sleep, sit quietly and take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your breath moving in and out. Let each exhale be a release, a letting go of the day's worries and distractions. As you inhale, feel yourself becoming more centered, more present. This practice is like clearing a fog from your mind, creating an open space where dreams can enter and be remembered. You do not need to force yourself to remember, simply create the conditions for remembrance. Alongside meditation, intention plays a crucial role in dream recall. In spiritual practices, intention is often seen as the bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind. Before you fall asleep, set a clear intention to remember your dreams. Speak to your inner self, your higher self, or the divine, whatever aligns with your beliefs. Say, "I am open to receiving and remembering my dreams." This is not about commanding your mind, but gently guiding it. By setting this intention, you are planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious, signaling to your spirit that you are ready to receive. But intention alone is not enough. In the teachings of Sufism, there is a parable about a seeker who asks a wise man how to attain enlightenment. The wise man tells him to place a seed in the ground, water it daily, and have faith that it will grow. After many weeks with no sign of life, the seeker becomes frustrated, but the wise man reassures him, "Continue to water, for the roots grow unseen." Similarly, in the practice of dream recall, we must be patient. Just because we don't see immediate results doesn't mean our efforts are in vain. The roots of our practice are growing deep beneath the surface. Another layer to consider is the purity of the body and the mind. In many spiritual traditions, the body is seen as a vessel for the spirit. Just as a cloudy glass can distort the light passing through it, an impure body or mind can distort or block the messages of dreams. The ancient yogis understood this well. They spoke of sattva, a state of purity and harmony within the body and mind. To cultivate this state, they practiced mindful eating, consuming natural whole foods that nurtured the body without burdening it. They also engaged in daily practices that cleansed the mind, such as chanting, prayer, or breath work. Consider the effects of what you consume, not only on your body, but on your mind. What are you feeding your spirit daily? The media you watch, the conversations you engage in, the thoughts you entertain. These all impact the clarity of your inner being. If your days are filled with negativity, gossip, or fear, these impressions can cloud your dream world, making it difficult to remember. Just as a garden requires careful tending to keep out weeds, your mind requires conscious effort to keep out that which does not serve your highest self. Dream symbols. Consider for a moment that your dreams are not random images, but carefully crafted stories, woven together by your subconscious mind to communicate deeper truths. When you dream of flying, it may not just be a pleasant escape from gravity. It could symbolize a desire for freedom, a release from the constraints of daily life, or a spiritual awakening. When you dream of being chased, it could represent a part of yourself that you are avoiding, a truth you are not ready to face. Understanding these symbols is key to remembering and making sense of your dreams. One of the most common dream symbols is water, which often represents the emotional and subconscious aspects of the self. In Hindu philosophy, water is considered one of the 5 elements that make up the universe and is linked to the emotional and spiritual realms. A dream of calm, clear water might suggest a state of emotional balance and clarity, while turbulent water could indicate inner turmoil or unresolved emotional conflicts. If you dream of drowning, it might reflect feelings of being overwhelmed or submerged by life's challenges. By examining how you relate to these symbols in your dreams, you begin to unravel the hidden messages your soul is trying to communicate. However, interpreting dreams isn't just about intellectual understanding, it's also about intuitive feeling. Often the conscious mind wants to categorize and analyze everything, but dreams don't operate on the same linear logic. They move in a more fluid, poetic way, much like the language of a sacred text. To truly understand the symbols in your dreams, you need to develop a sense of inner listening. The Tao Te Ching, a foundational text of Taoism, teaches that true wisdom comes from a deep inner knowing, a quiet understanding that goes beyond words. Approach your dreams with the same quiet wisdom. Don't just ask, "What does this symbol mean?" Ask, "What does this symbol feel like? What part of my soul does it touch?" To improve dream recall, start engaging with the symbols you encounter in your dreams in your waking life. Keep a notebook by your bedside, and the moment you wake up, write down whatever comes to mind. Even if it's just a single word or an emotion, these fragments can be clues to the larger symbolic puzzle. Then, throughout the day, reflect on these symbols. What do they remind you of? Do they trigger any feelings or memories? This reflective practice creates a bridge between your conscious and subconscious mind, making it easier for you to carry symbols across from the dream world to the waking world. This practice also signals to your subconscious that you value these messages, and over time, it will begin to open up more. The ancient Greeks, who often sought guidance from their gods through dreams, would keep a onirokritikon, a dream diary, believing that recording their dreams would strengthen their connection to the divine. Another method to deepen your understanding of dream symbols is to explore myths and stories from various cultures. Stories are the language of the soul, and within them lie the archetypal symbols that populate our dreams. In the tale of Persephone from Greek mythology, for instance, we find rich symbolism around themes of transformation and rebirth. When Persephone is taken to the underworld, she represents the descent into the unconscious mind, where she confronts the darker aspects of herself. Her eventual return to the surface symbolizes the integration of these shadows into her being, a kind of spiritual rebirth. When you encounter similar symbols in your dreams, descending into a dark place, for example, consider what part of yourself is undergoing transformation. Are you confronting a shadow aspect of your psyche, something you've denied or repressed? Are you being called to bring this hidden part of yourself into the light? The more you engage with these symbols consciously, the more your subconscious will trust you to remember them. Dreams, in this sense, are like seeds. They need fertile soil to grow, and that soil is your willingness to explore, to learn, and to integrate. Dreams can also contain what Jung called the shadow, the darker, hidden aspects of our personality that we may not want to acknowledge. This is why some dreams are uncomfortable or frightening. They force us to confront the parts of ourselves that we'd rather keep hidden. But just as the lotus flower blooms from the mud, our greatest spiritual growth often comes from facing these shadows. If you've been having difficulty remembering your dreams, it might be worth considering whether there's a part of yourself that you are avoiding. Are you afraid of what your dreams might reveal? Understanding your dreams and remembering them is a practice of courage and honesty. It requires you to look deeply into the mirror of your subconscious and see all parts of yourself, the light and the dark, the beautiful and the painful. And this, ultimately, is why remembering dreams is so deeply tied to spiritual growth. It is an ongoing dialogue with the deepest parts of who you are, a conversation that requires you to be fully present, fully awake, and fully willing to listen. The final aspect to consider is trust. There is a belief that the dream world and the waking world are not separate but intertwined. The Aboriginal Australians, for example, speak of the dream time, a realm that exists beyond the physical, where the ancestors live and communicate through symbols and visions. To remember one's dreams, they teach the importance of trusting in the wisdom of this realm. If you approach dreams with skepticism or doubt, you build a wall that separates you from their messages. Trust that your dreams have meaning, that they are part of a greater conversation between your soul and the universe. Lucid dreaming. As we dive further into the mystery of why you can't remember your dreams, we begin to explore the sacred art of lucid dreaming and how it offers a powerful key to unlock the wisdom hidden within your subconscious. Lucid dreaming is a practice that has been revered in many spiritual traditions for centuries. It is the act of becoming aware that you are dreaming while still within the dream, a realization that transforms you from a passive observer to an active participant in the dreamscape. This state of conscious dreaming allows you to engage directly with your inner world, facing symbols, guides, and challenges with a clarity that is rarely accessible in waking life. One of the most fascinating aspects of lucid dreaming is the potential for direct spiritual growth and healing. In the lucid dream state, you can confront unresolved issues, communicate with spiritual guides, and even practice skills that can transfer to your waking life. Imagine, for instance, that you have a recurring dream of being chased. In a typical dream, this might fill you with anxiety and fear, but in a lucid dream, you have the power to turn around and face whatever is chasing you. Often, what appears as a monster or a threat is simply a fragmented part of yourself that seeks integration. By confronting it directly, you begin to heal deep-seated fears and traumas. The Aboriginal people of Australia speak of the dream time, a spiritual realm where the creation of the world and its stories took place and where ancestors reside. In this realm, time is fluid, and the past, present, and future coexist. Lucid dreaming allows one to step into this sacred space where linear time dissolves and the boundaries between worlds blur. Here, you can ask profound questions, seek guidance, or even connect with loved ones who have passed on. For those who seek to go deeper, there is the potential to explore out-of-body experiences and astral travel through lucid dreaming. These experiences involve the sensation of leaving the physical body and exploring realms that feel more real than the waking world. Many who have had OBEs report a profound sense of peace and a shift in their understanding of reality. While science may debate the nature of these experiences, those who have walked this path know the transformative power they hold. The astral plane, as described in various spiritual teachings, is a realm of higher consciousness where the soul is free to explore without the limitations of the physical body. However, the journey toward lucid dreaming is not without its challenges. Just as in any spiritual practice, there are obstacles to overcome. Fear is one of the biggest barriers. The dream world can be a place of deep psychological shadows, where unresolved fears and traumas take on physical form. In lucid dreaming, these shadows can appear more vivid and it can be tempting to wake up and escape. But remember, every shadow is an aspect of yourself, and every confrontation is an opportunity for healing. In this way, lucid dreaming is not just a practice of exploration, but one of courage. Another challenge is maintaining balance. Just as it is easy to become too absorbed in the material world, it is also possible to become too absorbed in the dream world. The purpose of lucid dreaming is not to escape reality, but to understand it more deeply. The Sufi mystics speak of dying before you die, a process of waking up to the true nature of existence. Lucid dreaming can be a part of this awakening, but it must be approached with humility and balance. I hope you found this exploration of dreams and spiritual growth insightful. If you enjoyed learning about how to interpret your dreams and the practice of lucid dreaming, be sure to subscribe for more content on personal growth and spiritual practices. We have more videos coming up that delve deeper into these fascinating topics. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.